Alright, here we are, another picture room session. Just have some images here from, where was this? I think this was Brooklyn. Another photo walk I did with my friend Trent. These are just some images these are unedited. These are on my Leica Q. So we're going to be going through these. I'm going to show just my editing process, and then also a little Lightroom preset that I kind of been using for myself in my work. I'll have a link in the description below. You can download it, try it for yourself. I've built it on the Leica system, but it also works on Fujifilm. You can see the other video that I did previously that kind of shows you that. But yeah, let's just get started here. All of these are again on the Leica Q, and I'll be using the preset that I've been talking about here. So this is just slapped on, and you're gonna notice that they're all gonna need some sort of adjusting. They're not just like a one and done sort of thing. I don't know a single quote unquote preset. I don't like the term. Maybe someone can give me a better term for such a thing, but there's not one of them where you just put it on and it's done. So you're gonna have to do some things. So basically what I do is I like to turn on my clipping notifications by hitting the J key, and usually just adjust exposure first. Obviously it's a little warm, so we can kind of cool it off. And then I usually use the blacks first, see what's clipping, raise them up. Same with the whites, something like that. And then the rest is kind of just adjusting to taste. This is hopefully somewhat insightful into like my workflow and how I edit and whatnot. Let's see what we're working with. Another thing I do is I like to see it on the print. Let's see, which one is it? This one. And I change the color of the background. It's usually pretty helpful. This was in the Hasidic Jewish community in Brooklyn. That's where all of these are taken, so I'll be going through a little bit more in detail about them. I haven't really shared much of these at all, actually. So you're the first to see them. So hopefully that's interesting. Excuse my ramblings, but it is kind of tough to edit and talk. And I'm trying to go through these relatively quickly. I know that I'll definitely would normally take my time with them, but I'm just trying to share just my workflow and the preset here that I'd like for others to try, kind of download. Let's give this a crop, maybe a 4:3. This is the only downside with the Leica Q that I'm not kind of in favor of, is the fixed 28 lens. If it was 35, if it was a fixed 35, it would be a perfect camera for me. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, I would come back and forth and do some things with it, but yeah, I mean, I honestly don't do too much, and I don't think you should either. But you can do what you want. I don't honestly care. Little thing I do, I always turn saturation down for this. Alright, so since all of these were from the same day, what we could do, and I won't do this for all of them, but we could just take and copy these settings here and plop them on this one. So that looks honestly like not bad. Just the blacks a little bit, just the whites, shadows. It's okay if it's a little blown out, but so Maybe a little touch of warmth. I kind of like where it is. Definitely give this a crop. Something like that. See it on a print, change the color. That's a done deal. It's really interesting how other people edit their work. There's just so many ways, especially when it comes to digital files like this. There's just so many ways to edit. So hopefully how I edit my work may be helpful for others to see, that it doesn't really take too much, especially if you're shooting like, you know, a Leica, for example. The file output from Leica files are just great from what I've been experiencing. I've come from, I've used the Fujifilm X Pro 2 for years, and Fuji files are great. I do like them, but the Leica files are something else. All right, should we do this again? Should we copy? That looks great. You know, hopefully some people check out the preset. I'd like to see what others do with it. So, because I think it works well. I mean, for my work anyways. Of course, mine's going to be different than yours, but black. Yeah, you know, like that looks pretty good. Before, after, just a little bit of character to it. It's not much. Do a crop. Maybe 5:4. I like the 5:4, 4:3 ratios. But sometimes I don't crop. Most of the time I don't. No, that's not true. Definitely probably half the time. Yeah, you know, it's good tones. Nice tones to look at. All right. So let's do this one. Let's just pop the preset on just by default, so we can see, you know, it gets you in a right spot. It gets you there. As I noticed that I've said that quite a bit in the last video, but it gets you there. It really does. All right, clipping on. See the blacks, see the whites, shadows. The shadows, I feel like kind of it depends on the image. I mean, obviously, all these settings depends on the image. Stupid. Maybe cool it off a bit. Maybe some magenta. This, when you're doing the blacks or shadows and stuff, it helps to then switch it to the black background, I've noticed. So that way you can, here, let's zoom in, so that you can see, like, you know, that's obviously too magenta. Like, look at the magenta with the black. So, and then this is way too green. And especially with this kind of picture, how it has white, you can really kind of dial in these this tint here. So then dial it back, and then yeah, see, that feels just, it just feels correct to me anyways. Put it on here, put it on the print module. Yeah, honestly, like, it looks good enough. We'll copy these settings, we'll put it on this one. Maybe on the white here. And then maybe just cool it off a bit. Yeah. See what this is like with the crop. I don't know, do 4:3. And I'll have to say this again, but I would spend a bit more time with these. But I think it's good practice to just kind of like have a workflow, have like a preset like this that I created for myself, which I think other people would enjoy. But again, I'm curious how this works on other camera systems. So I need you guys to let me know, because I don't know. I just know what I know. And what I know is that it works for me. It's good enough for me. Yeah, that's, good enough. Good enough there. Wait, let's back it out a bit. Alright, let's see this one. Preset on. A little warm, as we can see. We'll mess with that later. Let's do the exposure first. Let's see what we want in the highlights and the shadows. Bring down the blacks, up the whites. Bring up the shadow, or the blacks a bit. Shadows. And then we'll adjust here. Some are kind of tricky, just from the sheer nature of the thing being photographed. Timing of the day. Maybe cool it off a bit. Just a touch. And, that's good enough. It's good enough. Let's change this. Vertical, black. Before, after. It's good enough. Good enough. Brighten it up a bit. What about contrast? I usually keep the contrast a little lower, but sometimes give a little bump. Give a little bump. It helps sometimes. So, quick edit. Before, after. Good enough. Let's do this one. And some of these, they're not like, they're more so to give examples for my editing and the preset itself. They're not necessarily images that I would print, but, although, some of these are great. At least I think so. I mean, I'm entitled to my own opinions, but and it's always helpful to walk away. Helpful to walk away and reevaluate your edits. Light and color is a tricky thing with the eyes, man. Alright, let's do this one. I mean, it's already kind of done. It's already kind of done. Let's check our blacks. Yeah, that's pretty good. Check the whites. Yeah, we could kind of push them up a bit. And yeah, honestly, like that's pretty much there. Kind of take the exposures down. I do keep an eye on the histogram. It's not of important to me, like it's not too important, but it's mindful. All right, good enough. Let's do this one. Should we take? Yeah, let's copy that. Put it here. Let's see. Let's kind of lower the exposure a bit. Just check the blacks. Push them. Bring them up. The whites, shadows. Yep. All right. Let's cool it off a bit, and then put it on black. This, whenever I have like concrete, I like to do my best to balance it. See, like, that's way too magenta, that's way too green. And I'm looking, this edge right here. So, it gets close. So, something like that. And then you zoom out, and then it kind of makes sense. So, I'm not sure if other people do that. I'm not even sure where I learned that, but it's definitely helpful. Yeah, there you go. Let's give this a crop. Let's maybe like line it up. Sometimes that's not even necessary. Do you guys crop? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, there you go. Feels good. Feels good. I'll probably come back to it and see something different, but all right, so these next ones coming up. This one here, you want to see what I look like from a distance? That's me. My friend Trent took this one right before the image that I'm going to show next. Shooting with the Leica Q. And then, such a funny picture. I'm so glad he got this, actually. But then this is my picture of these guys on the corner. So, obviously too bright. Bring it down. Let's see here. Now sometimes some images give you some problems. Let's see here. Problem I'm seeing with this one is that the green. This is when you gotta know your system. You gotta know how to call an audible. So what I would do, you gotta go into your color mixer and kind of like, sometimes you gotta adjust some colors. Let's see if I can do this on the fly here. And I don't want to be too heavy-handed, but when I notice something that's kind of whatever that actually means, requires you to do some fixing. So yeah, let's change it back to white. Let's see. Let's zoom in here. Change it black again. Kind of make sure we're getting the right tones here. Tint and tones. Change it back to white. Put it on a print. More or less, right? So bump up the contrast, probably. And then let's put the clipping back on. So yeah, you'll see that sometimes you need to fiddle around quite a bit. But that's okay. You guys are witnessing something here. Something's happening here. This is where I kind of fumble around a bit. And that's okay. I'm kind of just having a good time. Trying to find exactly what it is that needs to be done here. No, it's not the luminance. No. Let's see, where is it? I think we're just gonna leave this here for now. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. I think. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. It's good enough, I think. Right? Right. Yeah. This is probably my least favorite feature about Lightroom is the whole zooming thing. It's so bad. Yep. Alright, we spent a lot of time on that one. Jesus. Alright. We'll come back. So then there's this one. Pop it on there. Actually, let's do this. Let's see what happens if we copy this real quick. We'll reset that. Put that there. Definitely dark. Definitely maybe a little warm. Definitely a little bit of that. A little bit of this. And I think that's pretty good. I think those transfer well enough. It's well enough. Black. Yeah. That's my friend Trent, actually. There he is. He's in the corner. Corner pocket. Yep. That's pretty good. I think I kind of want to bring up the exposure a bit. Not too much. Yep. Good enough. Let's maybe... we can copy these settings because the next one's obviously the same scene. And let's see, before, after. I feel like it's a bit maybe green, just like a touch magenta. Turn the clipping. So there you go. Nice, dude. Love the shadow. Love his expression. Just a happy little. Alright. Last one. Alright, let's slap it on. Boom. Already a good start. Good start here. Clipping. Let's start with the blacks. Start with the whites. And then I think some contrast here. Maybe lower it a bit. How about some warmth? Cooler. Gosh, it's tough to talk and edit. I apologize, guys, if I sound like a fucking idiot, but I really am immersed into this right now. Yeah, like this thing works, this little preset thing. Someone think of another name for these. I don't like the connotation. But, yeah, man, like that's pretty good. Should we revisit, this guy? Let me just try something. No, sometimes the white picker kind of gets you in a better spot. Gosh, I want to get this before I end the video. I want this to be in a good spot. This is a photo where it requires you to step away and come back with fresh eyes. That's what this is. All right. I think we've arrived enough on this one. So, I'm not sure how long this is going for. I hope this isn't too long. I know this is probably kind of boring maybe for some people, but you're really seeing the inner workings of my workflow here, which is very private. I usually don't share these kinds of things because, I don't know, all the stumbling around, like, but I don't know, I feel like maybe that's what people enjoy the most in educational stuff is like you're seeing and hearing the person talk their mental happenings. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap this up now. I think it's going too long. I'll have these photos maybe at the end of the video. I don't know. But I'll have the preset down below. You can try it for yourself. You can download it for free. You can donate if you'd like. Be great if you can donate maybe something, because it's taking time for me to do these things, but you're not required, of course. But I do hope people enjoy these videos. I don't know. I think I have fun doing them. I think it's something interesting for me to do. You get to see some photographs that I haven't really shared yet with people. So yeah, I think that's good for now. It's good for now. Like, subscribe, comment, feedback. That stuff is all welcomed. It helps me like revise what it is that I should be doing, because this is my second one. I've never done this before, so if you're still here and you're listening, I appreciate your time and attention. And until next time, thanks.